Hey all, my name's Corey, and I'm still here. It's been a couple days since my last video. Not much has really happened since. I decided to actually get out and try and start woodworking again. So I made a spice rack from just images and things on Pinterest. So it's gluing, or the glue is drying right now, so I'm going to sand it down. It did not. It turned out exactly how someone who has zero knowledge of woodworking and has learned through varying Google searches and YouTube, basically what it would look like. It's not quite even. It's I put one of the shelves a little too high. I think I might cut it down, but either way, I was able to get out and do that today. I think I've found my mind quite a bit clearer the last few weeks, maybe only a couple weeks. I've been mindlessly. I think I said on one of the first videos, like, I don't really do social media, and I really don't. But I found myself just kind of mindlessly scrolling TikTok, just past the time. I enjoyed some of the funny videos, and it was. I think over time it was really just it was just getting at me. I don't know what exactly it was, but I stopped doing that. So I deleted that, and I've found my mind quite a bit clearer in the past couple of days, which is quite a relief. I've started reading more and just enjoying time. Yeah, it's been quite good. My mind right now, I suppose, is on a bit of an upward path. Not upward, but it's higher than it was, I suppose, which is quite good. It just means that I'm not going to take this time for granted, even if I find myself in another pit or bad spout of depression tomorrow. I would still like to enjoy what I can of this particular mood today. So So here I am. I'm trying to be, and I am as positive as I can be. I think a lot of it is too just stemming from just reading and my faith and just praying, and I found it quite peaceful. Just reading and taking time. I'm reading a couple different books, and I did end up talking with my therapist. So I finally had a meeting with him, which went quite well. I again mentioned kind of the borderline personality perspective, and it was encouraging and discouraging, I guess. The response, it was, I kind of said, I know exactly what you're going to say, and he laughed and said, what am I going to say? I said, well, I think you're going to say that that all of us have a little bit of BPD in us, and it's not putting a label on it doesn't necessarily help or whatever. Like, I really appreciate his style. It's quite a different take on mental illness and things like that, which is quite good. But then he said that was kind of the discouraging part, I suppose. But the encouraging part was, he kind of said, well, what have he found as the piece of oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm sorry. Basically, it was an encouragement, because he said, well, there it is. What do you typically do with borderline personality? Like, what did you find in your research? And I said, well, it would be CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. He said, well, yeah, but what have we been doing? I said, well, we've been talking about things in my past. Like, Corey, we've been doing CBT. That's what we've been doing. So I mean, it was encouraging in the sense that it's a progress, that it's currently in progress, but discouraging in the sense that it's not. It just wasn't exactly what I was hoping for in terms of a response. However, it is a positive move, and I think just again being able to talk it through, and I continue to encourage anybody in this, like, just talk it out. Find someone, just vent, say it, even if it just sounds stupid or ridiculous or whatever. It does help just to say it out loud, whatever. it is, whatever your feelings, like, and find someone you trust. I find that when I'm able to get, obviously he's a professional, and he has confidentiality and things like that. But when I find myself able to speak without any sort of reservation, without any deterrent of what I'm saying within reason, it's much better, because it kind of means that I'm getting to state out everything and everything, even when I feel guilty about it, even when I feel bad about it, even when I say things that just bother me to even say them out loud. When I say them, it's freeing. It really is freeing, and and there is a piece of confession in that, which that is part of my belief as well with Christ, and that we are called to confess our sins and everything. But at the same time, I think it is greatly helpful to just confess, and being able to say things out loud, regardless of what they are. As I found myself in it was fun at the time, but it was not a good reasoning. I don't know what exactly happened. My mind is crazy as it is. I found myself one day for like 4 hours. I was heavily researching immigrating to Ireland. Could not tell you why Ireland, just stuck in my head. And so I was looking up, jobs and policies, visas, work visas, places to live, and everything. I just wanted to get away and kind of be done with everything, and not necessarily, again, not in a good way. I wanted to abandon everything and just start fresh. And it was kind of saying that out loud just helped me realize just confessing that, I guess, just helped me realize how important it was that I don't do that, and how it was a means of escape, and it wasn't going to resolve or solve anything. And so the other thing we talked about was shadow questions, which is something I came across on TikTok. It was quite funny, because he of course he chuckled and said, man, you gotta stop researching that. I'm like, yeah, I do, but it's an interesting concept, those shadow questions. They're very deep. So I mean, if you're in a difficult spot and don't have someone to talk to right now, I don't recommend looking them up. But it's a means of, I guess it's a means of trying to find a root of what's happening, and it's questions like, why are you unworthy? What's your biggest fear? But it's pieces that, if you really dive into them, they can be quite telling. Not to say that you deal with them when you realize what the question is, like that obviously takes time. But I mean, it's just that it helps find that root, I guess. So, yeah, so I mean, that's kind of been my last couple of days. I've been trying to be productive. I've been realizing that I need to start doing a little bit more exercise again, because I'm starting to get a little bit, well, I'm getting more unhealthy by the day if I don't nip this. So I'm going to start doing that. But the other piece that I've found myself thinking is I'm frustrated and annoyed that there isn't an easy fix. I wish, and as I'm sure everybody does, I wish there was a button. I wish there was a something that I could turn off, a light switch of just, here are all your mental issues. Close that out. Or here's all your marital issues. Here's all the things that you think people think about you. Whatever. It's deflating that it's a process. I don't know how else to put that. It's deflating to think, well, in order to actually, move forward in my life, in order to actually progress and get better, regardless of what happens with the state of my marriage, though I still have and will never lose hope in that. If things don't go anywhere with that, I still have to move on in my life. I still have to live. And I just wish it was so much easier than just working through it. It almost seems unfair to me that I have to go through these things that happened to me as a kid or as a teenager or as an adult or whatever. Like, these things are, it's like, well, they're said and done, they're past, but they're not, and it's irritating. So that's been the other thing, but more of a minor thing, but definitely something that's come up quite a bit today specifically. Yeah. video might look a little different. I had to get a new phone. My other one stopped working on the SIM card, unfortunately. So, but that's it. As I said, I'm here. I'm still here. You should be too. Yeah. Thanks for watching.